Use Australian slang like a local. So you are an American thinking of going to Australia. You have packed your things and left your place. Suddenly, you remembered something that your friends warned you about in Australia. They told you to never attempt speaking Australian slang as the Aussies will just laugh at you and call you a wanker, which means a monkey slapper. Well, they have a point. It is very hard to learn Strine, a made-up language spoken by Australians. Strine is another word for Australian slang, and this is what you don't want to attempt working on if you don't want Australians to make fun of you. Best thing that you can do is just to understand their dialect and respond by speaking in your normal English form. Since Australians also speak English, you will not have any problems with that. Here are some basics though. If ever you hear an Australian conversation or when they strike up a conversation with you, keep in mind though that Aussies, pronounced as Aussies, not Aussie, love making fun of themselves and everybody around them, and yes, even you. Aussies will tend to drop the letter G when saying words that ends with ing. They remove the word the. They talk fast, so make sure what you're hearing is right. You could always say pardon. One word that you always say as well is the word gonna, that was derived from going to, but it's gonna in Aussie terms. Once they use this, they will also remove almost every word that came with a sentence, and all that matters is to complete the thought of the sentence. So what would most likely to happen is that they will ask you gonna watch, instead of are you going to watch. For the days of the week, they take off the letter A on the word when pronounced. That's why it will sound like Saturday or Wednesday. They tend to make words shorter with the words G-day instead of saying good morning. Arm is like a signal for help. Children often use this word, and it could be used the same way as when you're pleading for help. Arm. I was bim by that lil guy over there. Bim by means to be attacked, more of like attacked by or hid by. Sheila is a generic term for a female. Once the word becomes too long, they will still make it short. Like the bird kookaburra will be just called kuka instead. Barbecue party is also done in Australia, but here they call it Barbie. They also do a lot of nicknaming and shorten the name. For last names that has Scottish heritage like McIntyre will be called Macca. Bluey is the term for redheads. So with that said, you can start having a conversation with an Australian and find some key points when they talk to you. They are not really hard to understand at all once you get the thought of the sentence.